Well, well, well. All right. This has been a long time coming here. Ever since the draft ended, we're like, all right, who drafted the best? Who laid an egg during the draft? Duman, I brought you on. We're gonna talk about it. Don't you point the finger at me, sir. I'm pointing it right back at you. I think it's gonna get hot and heavy, and so
The takes are gonna flow. The takes are gonna flow.
some people have some explaining to do as to what they were thinking. Uh, Dumont, you have some opening comments that you'd like to start with?
Not really. I'm very excited. I think my team is a bit underrated. I don't think I'm fairly ranked in the power rankings, but we'll get to that when we get to that. A few of you guys might have drafted with your eyes closed, with your ears closed, maybe auto drafted. I had some issues with a lot of y'all, so we're gonna get the hot takes off.
I love it. I love it. Without further ado, no one wants to hear us talk about anything except these power rankings. And what the sad thing here is, Dumont, we have to start with a number 14.
Gotta start somewhere.
Got to start somewhere. And yo, I don't
Well
know about
deserved.
you.
Well deserved.
Well deserved, but I don't like talking about non-playoff hopeful teams.
Mm-mm.
No, but unfortunately, we think you landed here. So will we like look back at this and be like, "Whoa, Hugo, you're totally wrong"?
Probably,
Nah, I don't
probably
think
not.
so.
Probably
Probably
not.
not. Probably not.
This person in particular will be tanking in 6 months' time. Believe that.
Yo, as a tease, they might have already started. Here
Wow.
we go.
You
Coming in
should.
at number 14 is, drum roll, please. Hang on tight because I'm about to share the video screen on your ass. I hope everyone is watching this on the
YouTube.
YouTube that we're about to post. Please join us. Follow through. It's about to be a great time.
Subscribe, like, and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. And here we go. Dumont, can you see my screen as a test?
I cannot.
All right, 1 second. And here we go.
We go.
All right, good to go. As you can see, we have some beautiful standings right here, all saying 0-0. It's because everyone's got a point to prove this season. It's the
Mm-hmm.
opening season. Yo, I want to have a good team. I want to make playoffs. Tell me you don't.
Mm-hmm. A lot of teams don't have a prayer, though. I will say that.
All right. Starting off with not having a prayer. Coming in at number 14 in our rankings is my boy Dylan.
Yep.
I'm sorry, dude. It hurts to be an Eagles fan. Maybe for you, not for me. But we're not here to talk about real football. This is a dynasty podcast. And bro, you already traded away a star running back in Travis Etienne here.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting behind the 8 ball. I don't see the rationale behind that. But quickly, what do we like about this team? Jalen Hurts, what's not to love for me? Dumont, I think he could contribute right away. I love this guy on his team.
I like Jalen Hurts. I hate just about everything else. Deaches, don't know you personally. Sure, you're a nice guy. You have 3 backup running backs in your starting lineup. That can't be good. Future assets, though,
2 first-round picks. That's nice.
not a whole lot there. I mean, his RB1 as a backup.
Two
His
first-round
RB2
picks is nice, though. I'll give him
who
that.
is?
I think he's got 2 first-round picks because he traded with Joka. There they are, 2 first-round picks next year.
He did. He
That's
did
some assets.
The tank has started early as it should. You have 2 wide receiver 3s in your starting lineup. Your second flex is also a backup running back.
No,
After with your eyes.
that's also what I don't like about him. I don't see any star power in this lineup besides Jalen Hurts and T. Higgins. Hawkinson, I think he might as well sell on Hawkinson now. So
I will say,
while the iron's hot.
if he was going 0 RB strat, which it appears like he was, I would expect you would have got better wide receivers. So you're banking on 3 running backs to get hurt, but even if they do, your receivers are still kind of ass. So
yeah. So Dylan, that's all we got for you. We didn't want to bank on it because we got to move on to number 13. I think Dylan, what I will give Dylan props for, he is known to really rebound and rebuild quick. So I will give him that in past dynasty leagues. This man knows how to flip around a roster.
My brother in Christ, you shouldn't be looking to flip around a roster on day 1.
Not in year one. Not in year one.
Not in day 1.
All right. So that was number 14. Number 13, we got, drum roll, please. Let me go find him. Stick, this is you. The Slim Reapers. Stick, you got really cute, really young on your team. Too young, I believe.
Mm.
There's no established veterans on your team. I think the most veteran guy on there might be Donovan Peoples-Jones in 3 years, 3 years experience. Um, like I like the potential. Devonta Smith is what I like. I don't know about you. I've always been had a little side thing for George Pickens, but trust me, I'm not going to start believing Kyle Pitts now. What about you, Dumont?
Um, no, I'm not going to start believing Kyle Pitts. I do think he got a little bit of a raw deal here. I did have him a little bit higher on my rankings. I like the youth. He went similar strat to me. I like the youth. I think Gibbs is going to be great. I mean, Williams scored a fuck ton of touchdowns in that offense, so I think he'll be good. He went with the same strat as me, so I can't hate. He'll be young. He's
Yeah.
probably a year away. So I think next year he'll be really solid. He might struggle a bit this year. Bryce Young is a maybe. Who knows? His receivers are decent. It kind of depends on if Pickett's going to be good for Pickens, but
Yep.
probably a year away. Probably a year away.
Probably your way. All right. Yo, I'm not hating too much because the talent is there. You got some young talent here. And
His starting flex was nearly arrested a couple days.
Yes, this
Not
yo, this dog had an emergency, man.
Did you know the dog wasn't even in the car?
Yeah, right.
What are we doing?
Yeah, stay woke. All right, number 12 in our rankings, coming in, Vinny Frasco in at number 12. Vinny, I played a lot of fantasy football with you. This might have been the worst draft I've ever seen you have. Like I had you higher up in my rankings personally. I had you at number 17, but the rest of the analytics didn't match up, and the algorithm spit you out at number 12. Dumont, take it away. What do you like about this, and what do you hate?
It's a tough look at RB1. I'm not going to lie to you. That's a real, again, same thing. You're praying for injuries. I'm a big Madison guy, though. I like Madison. He's going to get
do like Madison
this year. Like that pick a lot. I also like the Christian Watson pick. Those are the two bright spots.
Same.
Christian Watson's going to be big. I know we got some stick riders in this league, so I don't want to gas him up too much. He's going to be a beast.
I think Vinny initially reached at it with number 4, but then I looked at it again. That man wasn't making it at around 4. So I think it was a smart reach by Vince. I respect it. I do respect it. My biggest question mark at quarterback throughout all of fantasy is right here, Dumont. Trevor Lawrence, can he lead a team to the playoffs again?
I don't think it's a question mark. I think he's going to have a big year. I'm a big Calvin Ridley guy. I think he's going to have a huge year. I think that's probably the bright spot of this team. So I don't think it's too big of a question.
Okay.
Exclamation mark, I would say. Not a question mark.
Not a question. Okay. I like it.
Question marks.
That's bold. That's bold. I like it.
And I'm not a Tebow guy, but he made me a believer last year.
Yeah. You got to believe. Coming in at number 11 in our rankings, we got Diego. We got Pat Patriot himself here. And I know I had Diego ranked a little bit higher at number 9 on my personal ones, but he comes in at number 11 here. Dumont, talk about my brother here because I want to be non-biased.
Yeah, I also had him at 9. I actually really, really like his team this year, but I think it's a one-year team. I think he's going to be really good this year.
I'll disagree there.
You don't think he'll be good this year?
No, I think he will be good this year. I have Diego in at my personal number 9 because I think he's going to be fighting for a playoff seed this year. He'll be in there, dude. When you got Joe Shiesty on your team, anything is possible, dude. That man will win weeks by himself, putting up 50 points.
I like the starting lineup for this year. Yeah. Scroll down. Look at his bench. The bench is it's a tough look.
Mac Jones. You hate to see it. He's got a couple unsigned running backs.
Yeah, he has three.
Zeke, Fournette, and Dalvin Cook. Like star power 5 years ago, Diego.
Yeah, those are some tough picks. I like the starting lineup, but there's no youth. I think he's going to fall off a cliff after this year.
I do think he will fall off a cliff too.
Big Pacheco guy. I think he didn't get the opportunity last year, but I think he's got the chance to be a 3-down back this year. So look out for that.
Sneaky. He's got wheels and
very
something
fast.
About seeing a Kansas City Chief number 10 buzzing by your screen. It's kind of nice.
Hey, and one more thing. Hot take. Ayuk's going to be the number 1 target of that offense this year.
Preach, my brother. Preach. I am the biggest Brandon Ayuk fan in the world. If anything, I think Diego got a steal at a wide receiver 2 per quote.
Hmm.
I think Debo's a thing of the past, and I like Ayuk to overtake wide receiver 1 this year for San Fran
I did
because
too.
that man is gonna get paid this offseason.
Big year for Ayuk this year. I think that's a good
Yep.
pick.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Um, I I think Diego's team is here to contend for a playoff spot. Will he make it? Who knows? But that's I said
I've
what I
played
said.
enough dynasty leagues with Diego. He will sneak into a playoff spot. He
Yeah.
might he
All right.
might be 14th in points for. He'll get into the playoffs.
He'll get in. You heard it
He'll
here
get in.
first, folks.
He'll get in.
Number 10 in our rankings. This person is near and dear to my heart. I gotta find him. It's because he is my podcast brother, and Travis Dumont, you are in at number 10. Um, Before you get into it, I want to tell you why you're here. Not what's wrong with your team, because I don't think nothing's wrong.
A short conversation. That's what we're talking about.
I just think you got a lot of unproven here.
Okay.
You have a starting rookie quarterback, Anthony Richardson. Do I think the world of him? I do. That's my old quarterback, offensive coordinator at the Eagles, Shane Steichen. He is now the head coach. This man is going to run the Jalen Hurts offense through Anthony Richardson, and that should really make you Randy. James Cook, unproven. Smith and Jigba, unproven. And you spent your second or third round pick on him? Second, I think. Okay, third. Quentin Johnson, unproven. Gabe Davis, is he all cracked up what he's supposed to be?
Not a bad second flex. Not a bad second flex.
Who knows? I love AJ Brown and Pollard. I expect big things from those two guys. And I am a diehard Chigakonko guy. I love him in Tennessee. Explain your team, what kind of route you took. If you could be as brief as possible talking about your team.
Sure. I took a young route, Hugo. I took a young route. I love Pollard. He'll be top 5 back this year. I think James Cook is going to put up Kamara numbers this year. Anthony Richardson will be an absolute cheat code. Honestly, my least favorite part about my team is AJ Brown. I'm not a huge AJ Brown guy, but AK stole my guy right before me. QJ, he also will be probably rookie of the year this year. Keep an eye out for him. And I went young for the starting lineup, and I went solid vets for the year, just in case I got to plug him in here and there to get through a year. I'm going to be in the playoffs this year, and next year my team's going to be a monster.
All right. I like it. I like it. Well done, Travis. Well done. All right. Coming in at number 9. I think this person went a little old. I told him he did. But
a lot of guys did.
Yeah.
A lot of guys drafted for 1 year.
Yes. Booty loving Jordan. You are coming in at number 9. I think you have a stud team ready to win right now. I think you have one of the top 3 ready to win right now teams. Where you just fall like right off the cliff. Jordan Love, Dumont, as a starting quarterback. Your thoughts carrying this team that could possibly have a Saquon Barkley that holds out.
I'm a big Jordan Love guy, which is why there's probably the bright spot in this team. Saquon will probably hold
the bright spot. Get out.
Jordan Love is going to be a stud. Jonathan Taylor, I think his best days are behind him. Saquon, his best days are behind him. D-Hop, his best days are definitely behind him. Travis Kelce's got 1 more year, maybe 2.
This is an old team.
I had him ranked 10. I mean, when you name your team after a guy who won't even make the final 53 on the Pats, we're off to a bad start.
I called it during the draft. I'm like, I know Jordan only drafted Keyshawn Booty for the name Booty.
He drafted him to keep him away from Diego because Diego won.
Fact.
But not a fan of this team. Devontae Adams is old too. We're just too old here. We're way too old.
Way too old. Yeah, I think he has some depreciating assets that when we're looking at it, there is not a lot of contracts here to start with. Saquon doesn't have one. Jordan Love doesn't have one after this year. Jonathan Taylor is owed one after this year. Devontae has 2 years. Is Hopkins like even guaranteed next year? Who knows? But expiring deals here.
Who's throwing a Godwin? Baker Mayfield? Come on.
Yeah, right. We're moving on that note. Baker midfield, it had to be said.
How we made the top 10 is beyond me.
Yeah. All right. Coming in at number 8 in our rankings. If we are looking at the screen, we got IB coming in at number 8. I disagree with what your quarterback believes in, Alex. I don't know about you, Dumont.
Oh, no, I don't disagree. It happens.
Okay. All right. Sometimes you get caught, okay? We're
Some
talking about the Sean
that's-
Watson people. We're talking about the Sean
testosterone is a crazy drug, my friend.
Watson. So I like Josh Jacobs about this team. I know his contract situation is not great, but Josh Jacobs is an absolute stud, and if he's featured the way he was last year, I think he will single-handedly carry Alex's team to the playoffs here because I love CeeDee Lamb and DK Metcalf as a 1-2 receiver.
Don't love it. Jacobs is probably going to hold out. People forget he was decent before last year. He had one great year. He's not getting any younger. I don't love him. His RB2 is coming off an ACL, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
I mean, Watson's a question mark. Who knows? He didn't have a great year last year.
Yep.
Freiermuth, I think, is a little overrated in my opinion. That's just me. CD, I like CD. I think that's a good wide receiver one. Metcalf didn't have a great year last year. There's another melt to feed there in Seattle. Don't forget, he's on a team that's near and dear to your heart. So I mean, he's got Michael Thomas in his flex too. That's not great.
Yeah, I agree. I think we'll see about Alex's team. I think it's only fair to Alex. He was ranked number 8. Dumont, where do you have him in your personal power ranking?
I had him dead last. I personally, I'm not dumb enough to draft any Cardinals in my starting lineup. That's just me. Not a fan of this team. Not a fan.
Okay. I just thought it was a little sprinkle that needed to be said here. Okay.
It might have been a little personal on my end. We've had a little beef in the past.
Okay. Okay. I see it.
Just got those guys out there.
Coming in at number 7 here. I like this guy's team, but I think he is he's according to what he may be. AK, we got you in at number 7 here, and it's the Jersey Turnpike Hooker. I love the name. You've stooped so low. I see that you're referring yourself as a Jersey Hooker. I love it. I love it. Dumont, I love Justin Fields. I want everyone to know that. Tell me, and Justin Fields is this team. If AK is gonna have playoff hopes, and I think he's gonna make the playoffs just barely.
Oh, he will. No, he'll make it. He'll make it comfortably.
It's because of Justin Fields.
I think he makes. I had him third in my power rankings. That might be a little biased just because he was fucking drafting everybody I wanted to right before me. He took Garrett Wilson. I don't love AJ Brown. I wanted Garrett Wilson. Justin Fields, cheat code. Kenneth Walker had a fucking huge year last year after he got into the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Pierce too had a big year.
I hate that the Seahawks drafted Chardonnay behind Ken Walker. It's such a question mark, dude. It's such a question mark.
Brutal. Yeah, that especially for Dynasty. I was hoping he'd go somewhere else. Would be the lead back. And I mean, Amari Cooper will have a big year this year too. I think.
I think Amari Cooper still has something in the tank as well.
Sure. Yeah, Elijah Moore might be that number 1 target though.
I love Elijah Moore, but that's for another day. We're just here to talk about what we like here. I think it's solid. You better hope for like Dameon Pierce better be the player that delivers the most on this team. Literally, I'm not in love with your flex of Odell Beckham, Anthony. And the reason why we had you at number 7 is literally Justin Fields is gonna win some weeks for you single-handedly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, OBJ not a great pick in the flex.
I don't think so either. Real quick through his bench, McKinnon, Gainwell. I don't think like Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams is there lurking in the shadows, but 6 weeks from now, you could already be out of the playoff berth, or you could be in the thick of it and get a nice player coming in. So we'll see, AK. We'll see. Coming in at number 6 here. It is truly. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Let me find myself here.
I hate this draft.
I am Tony Toons. I need you to pick my team apart because I'll come in after. Spit your takes at me, bro.
Mahomes, fine, great. I didn't expect you to take a quarterback, but fine, whatever. Nick Chubb, way too many miles on the tires. Way too many. Najee Harris, extremely mid. He'll go for 25 carries and 80 yards every week with a touchdown every other week. Congratulations. That's great. DJ Moore, he's got a running back at quarterback. Good luck. Kadarius Toney, shocking, already hurt. Dallas Goedert, old. Miles Sanders, come on, bro. He had one good year. Trash. And Mike Williams, he's like the wide receiver 3 on that team. So the floor is yours.
Okay. Taking Mahomes at number 3. I was never
Didn't expect it.
I was never going to get caught with a bad quarterback in this league. There's too many teams, and I'm gonna show you a statistic that trumps everything. You see this number one right here next to Mahomes,
Mm,
like number one overall.
mm,
I'll never apologize for taking the number one player in fantasy football at number
yeah,
three. Never.
yeah.
Um, I'm gonna get 30 points every week. Just pray to sweet baby Jesus. He does not get hurt. Um, I think there's still some miles left on Nick Chubb. I agree with you about Najee, and I'm taking a big risk with DJ Moore because DJ Moore, to a couple of you, has been identified by me as he's dead to me. He lost me a fantasy championship years ago, and I've never forgiven him. So
That's it.
this is his first chance at redemption. So we'll see. Mahomes will carry my team. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. Um, I'm coming in at number 6 because I expect my team to be a playoff team. Would you say I'm playoff team?
No.
Okay, I see how it is. You had me ranked at number 12, so you just backed up that, which is all I needed to hear. I know to stay away from they, which is you. All right.
They was also another person I was texting with during the draft. We were laughing at almost every one of your draft picks. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say who.
I love it. Number 5 in our rankings. Dumont, we've cracked the top 5. So far, is there anyone that, like, hey, we disrespected them a lot? I know that you
I
said,
thought AK was underrated.
yeah, you had AK at your number 3 personally. AK, I had you at number 12. I hated on you the most. So we'll
I
see.
think
Prove me wrong.
I think I have a bias for AK and Stick just because they had the same draft strat as me. So we're building for the long term. So I kind of favor those guys a bit.
Yeah. I think the person we most agreed on was being the most mid is Diego. So
Yeah.
we had him pretty even. Me and you both had him at our number 9, but
Beach
um
too. We all agreed he was ass.
the non-biased team that voted in this poll had you at 14, Diego. But that's a secret.
Who was that?
Uh no one will ever know.
Wow.
So
What?
number 5, we're cracking the top 5. Here we go. We got newcomer to all you boys, Ricky Russo. This is
Mm.
my college friend. I love him dearly. He is a fantasy nut, which is what I love about him. I'm happy to introduce him to you guys into this league. I think Ricky had a pretty good draft. He confessed to me, and he had the 4th pick overall. If I didn't take Mahomes at number 3, he was going to take him at number 4. So that's how fast people were going to jump on quarterbacks this year. I just started the trend, and he backed it up by taking Josh Allen right after. And I thought it was a bold move that paid off because he's got a couple stud wide receivers here.
Yeah, it's good to see you justify your pick, Hugo. If that helps you sleep at night, that's fine. I like the Josh Allen pick. I think he's going to be a cheat code, obviously. Mixon is a little bit of a question mark, too. He just took a pay cut. I don't know what's going on there. AJ Dillon will probably be a touchdown vulture. Love that pick. Tyreek Hill, if he stops beating up on people, he'll be in good shape. I think he just settled his recent lawsuit like yesterday, the day before.
He actually settled it maybe 6 hours ago.
So, yeah, it was very
At the time of this recording.
good to see there. Stephon Diggs also. I think your strong suit's wide receiver. I don't know where he was ranked.
Is Stephon Diggs unhappy in Buffalo?
Everybody's
Trouble in paradise?
Have you seen the weather there? No one's happy in Buffalo. And Brandon Cooks, for some reason, he just keeps producing every year.
He produces every year. Him and Mike Evans are literally the role model of consistency.
Mike Evans, maybe not this year, but typically yes.
So, Ricky, I think your tight end situation could improve. Other than that, I think you're a solid team that will make playoffs.
Very solid. Very
solid.
I
think you're a very solid team here. I expect playoffs from you.
Yep.
Coming in at number 4, Dumont. We have Morty.
The legend himself.
All right. Here's what I love about Morty's team. He had McCaffrey absolutely dropped to him in the first round at number 11.
Dropping like a rock.
Dropping like a rock to number 11. I am the biggest Chris Olave fan of all time. repeatedly say time and time again, I expect Chris Olave to have a better career than Garrett Wilson.
Oh,
And that is
yeah,
not a hot take. That is a belief. That is a belief.
yeah.
I love everything about this man. He just produces. What I hate about Marty's team, dude, Tua is a concussion away from never playing football again, and your backup is Trey Lance. Marty, personally, I had you ranked at number 8 rather than number 4 here in our rankings. Um,
I have number
I'm scared
6.
for Tua. I'm scared for Tua. You had Morty at
6.
number 6
6.
as well. Yep. Or you had him
Yeah.
at 6. I had him at 8.
I
But
think
talk
it's a
talk to
solid.
me about Morty.
I think it's a solid team. I don't know what we should expect from Swift and from Akers this year. Those are big question marks.
Akers could take a workload. Will he actually do it? Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, in that offense, I mean, who knows? I don't know what the hell's going on there.
What do
Swift,
you
who
think
knows?
about Drake London?
I like Drake London. I'm a USC guy, so I like Drake London. The quarterback
Fight
situation
on.
is right on. We lost a lot of bets on USC though, so
Hey, we're
gotta
making
stop
our
betting.
money back this year, baby.
Yeah, but Drake London depends what's going on at quarterback. It's a hitter. There's a lot of question marks here, is what I'll say, but a lot of upside. So he
Yeah.
could completely miss playoffs or be a 1 seed. Who knows?
Yeah, I see McCaffrey carrying this team for sure.
Yeah, yeah. He didn't look like he was slowing down last year. So
No, not at all. Rejuvenated with this move to San Fran for sure.
who isn't in that offense? Who isn't?
Yeah, who isn't?
Sam
Hopefully
Darnold's
Brandon
about to be
Ayuk.
QB1
Hopefully
there.
Brandon Ayuk.
Mm.
This is the top 3 now. There's 3 people's names who we haven't mentioned. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's time we reveal number 3 in our power ranking here.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting here at 14 on my screen, but number 3 in your programs, folks. Matt Koulis, I think Koulis had a great draft.
Great draft.
Great draft.
Great draft.
Koulis, you had the number 1 overall spot, dude. I was nervous for you because it was always Jamar Chase at number 1. It was always Jamar Chase. You made the right choice, and dude, I think you had a great draft. You really knocked it out of the park. You filled it out. You have a pretty even team. Herbert at quarterback, having the first pick at the turn for number 3, to solidify it, and then grabbing Kirk Cousins in the back. Like we're not going to really talk about benches today, but for a starting lineup, getting Ramondre Stevenson, who's going to be a workhorse this year, I think Koulis had an A+ draft.
I agree, especially with Mac Jones, the pea shooter at quarterback. I think we're going to run the ball a lot. So Ramondre Stevenson will have a huge year. I have a hot take about this team. Jamar Chase won't be the wide receiver 1 on this team.
Oh.
He'll be the wide receiver 1. That's how good this team's going to be. So I like this team a lot. Herbert, I think, will make the playoffs this year. He'll get over that hump. J.K.
He made it last year. People forget he had a 28-0 lead and blew it to Jacksonville.
That's right. That's right. Darren Waller, we'll see. I don't know. He's in a new offense, but wide receivers can't beat Jamar Chase. Calvin Ridley won too. So
yeah, I expect Calvin Ridley to come right back. The boys are going to be buzzing in Jacksonville this year.
1,500-yard season at least.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. A lot of people hate on Rashad Bateman. I think he could be a wide receiver 1 for this team. We'll see with Zay Flowers, but we'll see.
Zay Flowers is there, so we'll see.
So Koulis, congratulations! You are number 3 on the league's preseason power rankings. Number 2, 2 teams stuck out to a couple of us here that voted on this poll.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at number 2 was a little tough. Oh, excuse me there. I just had a quick pop up. Let me find him here. Coming in at number 2 is Austin 316 himself, Brian Joka. Joka, this was another A+ draft. Gave you a lot of credit, and you pulled the first big move in this league's history. You traded post-draft, you traded your first round of next year to go get ETN. And I thought that was bold. I like the move. Dumont, there's a lot to like on this team.
I didn't like that trade.
Oh, hot take.
At all. Travis Etienne hasn't showed us anything to give up a first-round pick for next year. Very bold. I could be completely wrong. I know Joker didn't like what I said to him in the chat. I don't like that trade at all. regardless of that, I like the rest of the team. I'm not big on Keenan Allen. Too many mouths to feed in that offense, especially with QJ getting there. Tyler McLaurin, huge Tyler McLaurin guy. He's just got to get a freaking
Tyler Terry, scary Terry.
He's got to get a quarterback. Is Sam Howell the guy? Who am I to say? Eckler's going to have a big year. He always does. Lamar Jackson is a cheat code. Jefferson, what can we say about him? I like this team, except that trade. Not big on that trade. So I had him at 4. 2 is not unfair, but he's got to prove something.
Yep. All right. I like it.
I like Tyler Lockett too.
Yeah, Tyler Lockett's another consistency. Always. Justin Jefferson going forward in Dynasty. After Kirk Cousins, who knows? But if I had to guess, Kirk Cousins is signing another deal with the Vikings. The Vikings aren't going to let go. It'll be like a 2-year deal if I had to guess.
He'll resign.
That leads us to number 1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. In our rankings, Matt Dispenza. You got a lot of appreciation for your draft. Some will say you had the number 2 overall pick and you gained a first-round pick, which you still have, actually, to slide back and get Bijan. Congratulations. Steal of the draft. This is a reason why you are here at number 1. I'm not a Dak guy, but that's my anti-Cowboy in me. No one loves to throw 15-plus interceptions per season more than him.
Won't throw 10 this year.
But I will say, I love Rachaad White. Rachaad White he's gonna have a coming out party this year. I'm a big believer in him. And Cooper Kupp and Mark Andrews is why I love Matt's team so much. Those 2 guys are gonna carry him all the way to he should be a high seed in this league.
Yeah, Bijan, they're not going to throw the ball in that offense too much, so they're going to work the fuck out of him. I think they're going to play him at receiver a little bit too, so he'll be an absolute monster. Rachaad White, they're not throwing the ball in that offense either. He's going to be a fucking monster. Dak Prescott said he's not throwing 10 picks this year, Hugo, so they could win the division. Just look out for it. Just look out for it. Cooper Kupp, I know Matt Stafford's kind of on the down end, but he feeds them no matter what. He'll throw the ball 200 times from this year, so love that pick. James Conner, I keep thinking he's washed. He just keeps producing. So I think he'll still have another good year.
I think he produces as well. He's the only option there. Only. I think he's going to get ran into the ground this year. Absolutely.
Yep.
So that should lead to some good weeks. So there we have it. You know what? Let's pop it up for the boys and girls. This is the official power ranking right here, folks. It's a hell of a preseason prediction here. Based off what we talked about, Dumont, we got a couple minutes here to spare. Who in the top 5 is likely to fall out for you, and who from the outside 5 is likely to get in?
I think the top 5 that's likely to fall out is going to be Morty. I think I kind of mentioned that we're talking about his team. He's kind of a boom or bust to me. A lot of question marks with Swift and Akers, so I think he's likely to miss the playoffs.
Okay. If I had to pick, it may be Marty as well, because I'm right there with you.
Yeah. But he also could be the 1 seed. He's one of those.
Yeah. Teams. Cam Akers, Sean McVay hates this man.
He hates him with passion.
He hates him with a passion, dude.
Hates him.
And I think Cam Akers got work last year out of spite. But Sean McVay hates this man. And
McVay was trying to tear his other ACL.
Yeah, I think we're going to see, dude, even maybe Sony Michel. That's a name that I didn't think we'd talk about today, but it's gross. And that, I think Marty could fall out. I'll go first as a team that could come in. We rank Jordan at number 9. He has an old team, but you're a believer, Travis. If Jordan Love can will Jordan's team this whole season, that is one of the scariest teams you could play in the postseason, dude.
I think Jordan Love's going to have a huge year. If you sit for what
Jordan has Travis Kelce, dude, and Travis Kelce himself will win some weeks.
But I'm one of these guys, like, we have some good teams here on the list. A lot of these guys are going to fall off after this year, so.
Yeah. But
I'm not big on this team, by the way. I had him ranked pretty low. I think it's going to be either me or AK that kind of move up a bit, surprise people.
Okay. Okay. I see. I see. I fairly think of myself as a playoff team, so I'm hopeful there. What do you think the reaction is going to be from people? Who's going to be pissed off? Who do you think?
Who's going to be pissed off? Probably Vinny. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't imagine he's going to take that
Yeah.
well. A little
You
soft, a little sensitive. I don't think he's going to like that. Stick, I think Stick will be pissed. I know Stick was high on his team, so being ranked 13, that's not going to go over well.
Yeah. I think Dylan knows he's coming in one of the bottom two. He expressed that
Bad,
after the draft that he hated it.
bad team.
Jordan, I know you're gonna watch this. I think you are gonna be the one that's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Just because I know you and you think your team is ready to go right now, but you got an old team. But we'll see. We'll see.
That's an aging team.
Aging team. There you have it, folks. Quickly going through the list. Matt Dispenza number 1, Brian Joka number 2, Matt Koulis number 3, Marty number 4, Ricky number 5, Hugo 6, AK 7, IB 8, Jordan 9, Dumont 10, Diego 11, Vinny 12, Stick 13, and Dylan 14. I'm gonna stop sharing here the list, Dumont. Let's get some closing statements. Give me a preseason champion or a preseason prediction. Who's gonna win it, and we'll sign off.
My preseason prediction for who will win the championship in year 1 of the Kings Fantasy League is Team For All the Dogs.
Okay, I like it. I'd be an idiot not to say I'm gonna win it either. Your boy coming through it, guys. I've been having personal thoughts about this league and starting it for the last year or two. I wanted to get a good group of just the best players that I know that are fully committed, and I'm glad you guys all said yes and wanted to join this league. So I just wanted to say I appreciate you all. Let's have a hell of a year. There will be another podcast dropping before the season, maybe even 2, talking about just, hey, training camp, start of the season, week 1, here we go. But Dumont, welcome to the NFL season, bro.
And we need a fucking trophy. A big-ass trophy.
Big-ass trophy. I'm telling you, I want a cup because I need to be able to pour beer in it and drink out of it.
Bud Light for you.
Nah, canceled. Just like the show if we go over time. So, guys, I appreciate you listening. Dumont, thank you for coming on. This is the first of many, hopefully, podcasts to come. I appreciate you. And thank you all for watching. Peace.
Deuces.